Hello all, we are here for one more lesson of this AutoCAD 2016 training course, and this lesson is called Planning a Drawing. We will have deeper explanations in our theoretical course, but let us take a look of the new commands and new topics I want to explain you in this video lesson. So the idea of this lesson is to give you the knowledge and the concept that before you start a drawing, you need to stop a little and think about how you're going to do the drawing and what commands you are going to use to prepare the best approach for your drawing. There is no best way because each user is a different user and each user uses different commands to make the same thing if it is the case. So it's important for every user to know the tools, the commands you have on the software. Then each one of you has to create your own style, your own method to work with AutoCAD. And it is important to have an idea how to make a drawing when you need to start one. Okay. I want to give you a couple of more tools to achieve that goal. I will make a couple of entities. First, to start is a simple line as we've seen before, and now I want to show you a new command called offset, and the offset is inside this modify panel with this icon here. So offset basically has two ways, and one way it is to give a distance, the other way is to use this through option we have down here. Okay, basically the offset makes a parallel at a certain distance or passing through a point. The basic way is to give this distance, so when I click in the command I have this message offset specify offset distance. So I have these 10 units I will use, and now click the object and click the side to make the parallel. So here object, a new one, object, a new one, and so on. Okay, let us create one line on the opposite direction and make the exact same thing. Instead of coming here now, I will just click the O and then enter. It is a shortcut to call the offset also. So 10 again, and this object here. Okay, I think it's very easy to understand. We can use this also for round shapes, and for example in one circle, if I have one circle, I cannot call this parallel, it is concentric, outside or inside. So if I do the offset again, I give a distance, I will keep using the same, and now click and inside or outside. Okay, I think it's easy. The other option we have in the offset command is the through option. So offset, and now instead of inputting a distance I can choose through, and let us say for example this object through here. Okay, and this is the concept, getting one object. We don't know the distance, we just know that this object will parallel to the original one, will pass through a certain point. Okay, the offset is done. I think it's very easy to understand. and basically it is a very important command because allow you to create, in this case I've created a network of intersections, and we can use this kind of approach to create points to pass lines. Okay, and this is important because now I want to show you what we call the OSNAP functions to help you drawing. So these OSNAP functions are inside this icon here, that we can call, if we click with the right mouse button, we open this object snap settings, and I open this window here. And I have several types of snap modes, object snap modes, and whatever I put here, it is permanently chosen. So let us see an example. I will leave only the endpoint. And endpoint, I think it's an easy concept. It's endpoint of an entity, and you see that each type of snap mode has a different type of graphic. Okay, so I will leave only the endpoint. All the others are blank. I will make a line, and the concept of these object snap modes is to find in automatic mode the type of mode we have chosen there. So when I pass, you see, when I pass over an entity, automatically it finds the, in this case, endpoint of entity. So when I have these highlighted, just click when the highlight is done and automatically it chooses the point. You see that, okay, you see that the graphic is the graphic for the endpoint. So no one else, any other, it is chosen. Okay, maybe another one is chosen because it is finding the intersections here. Okay, it was the intersection, it is chosen also. For example, if I come here to find the center, which is another type of help, I have this permanent status, and I can use a status that is used only for that specific selection. So I have this done and I want to choose the center. So if I click on the shift key in your keyboard, leave it and hold it, and now the right mouse button, I open this help, and the snap mode I choose is only to be used in this selection that I'm doing right after. So I will choose the center, and you see the center, it is done. If I go now and try to choose again, you see I step back to the automatic selection, only in this case the endpoint and the intersection. Okay, so you have these two status: permanent status, that if you come here you choose which are the ones, and the one that you can use for each selection and you use at each time only. Okay, let me explain you now how to use this. First, to activate this object snap mode, you can come here and say choose here, and this is open, or leave it blank and this is not activated, or the F3 key in your keyboard. So F3, okay, in this particular case, sorry, because my keyboard is a little with a couple of problems, but you can choose in your own the F3, or clicking here, now it's off, now it's on. Okay, in my keyboard, let us try again. Okay, you see the F3 here, you see down here, I will click again, Now it's working. So on off. Um, the helps you have are quite easy to understand and are endpoint for endpoint of entities. The midpoint, you know what it is. Center of arc or circle. This is not very important now because it's for special entities like polylines, splines, and we did not see these entities yet. The node is a very specific object because basically it is for object point. Okay, as you have um, object line or object circle, you have object point that we still did not see. It has a very particular use. I will show you later. The quadrant, the quadrants of a circle are these important points, like in this circle the 0, 90, 180 and 270 degree point on a circle, or the points that correspond to north, south, east and west. Okay, the quadrants. Intersection is things like this, where two entities cross each other. In this case we have lines crossing each other, but you can have arcs crossing each other, or arc in the circle, arc in the line, whatever it is. You have the extension also, that I will show you when I close this window. The insertion, it's used when you insert here, as you can see, something like blocks or text or attributes. We will see later. It's the point that we use to insert these kind of entities. This is the help for perpendicular, which I think everybody knows what it is. Tangent, it is easy to understand also. Nearest, it is a point on top of an entity nearest to the place where the cursor is. The apparent intersection, which is something thinking on 3D modes, because it's the same as the intersection, but in fact it's an intersection seen from the top. So you can have, for example, this line in one level and this line on another level. If seen from the top, they are crossing each other, but if you rotate your view, you see that in fact they are in different levels. They are not crossing in the reality. And the parallel. Let me show you a couple of examples. For example, let me show you the tangent that you can use like this. Line, and we can call now with the shift key the tangent, and okay, you see here, and again tangent, and okay, I'm here. This is one way to use the tangent. For example, another one that is a little it's important and sometimes makes a little confusion to use. It is, for example, the apparent intersection, which it is a mode where so, and I explain you not let me, maybe I'm making a mistake here, sorry, I think I made a little mistake. Okay, we can use this also with this perspective. The apparent intersection, okay, let us use this. I was a little confused about it. Okay, I can use the apparent intersection like this. This line here and this line here, okay? And you see that it is the point where they should cross on front, okay? It can be used like I told you before, but it can be used in this mode. Another one is the extension that I can use also like this. I will call it again the extension, and if I go, let me see, okay, one that I can use, okay, the same tool. This guy here, if I go, okay, I can make a virtual extension, and now you see where this is. Maybe I just create a different one. It is easier and faster. Okay. Align, and I want to use, I want to use the extension. Where is it? Here. I go on the extremity. Okay, I have a little cross, and I go to this also. You see, it finds me this, and I can use this in very multiple ways. You see, it's very interesting because I can use this in a variety of ways. So these are the helps and the ideas about using the object snap modes. The idea of creating this offset and with this snap mode is, for example, to come here. Let's make a little fun with this. Okay, easily, you see, very easy. I can create something like this, and now, okay, this is a little joke about this, but to give you an idea on using the offset and planning something that we can do here. Now let me show you another command, and that is called mirror, and again it's a command from the modify panel, and it has this symbol here, and basically the mirror makes a selection of objects and will, through a mirror line, will make the mirror image. Okay, I can select these objects by a window, or I can click, okay, one by one. You see that they come selected with this little blue color, and you have a very interesting function also, that is when you are in select mode, any type of command that you are selecting. For example, I've selected two objects, and I realized that one of the objects, it was wrong, so I can remove that object from the selection. If I go to the R key in your keyboard, R, and then enter, you see now that is saying remove objects, and I want to remove this one. Is asking for more, or I can go back to the add mode, A, enter, again, select. So I can, in any selection mode, I can use this functionality. Okay, so mirror, select objects, I'm okay with the selection. I will make the enter, and now specify mirror point, and a second one to define a line or an axis for the mirror. So for example, this, you see the second point defines how the mirror will be done. Okay, second one. And now he asks me, do you want to erase source objects, yes or no? If I say yes, the blue ones are going to be deleted. If no, they will be kept and create the new one. So I will use the default mode, saying no, and do the enter. I think very easy. Finally, I would like to show you a little about some functions to draw, and these functions are inside the arc. Okay, we have a lot of options for the arc. I will not show you function by function because they are all very similar, and in fact you have a deep explanation in our theoretical course. But basically arc or circle are very similar. I personally prefer to use the circle, and if I need to make after doing the circle arc, I prefer to cut or trim the circle and going from the circle to the arc. I'm not a big fan of the arc command. Okay, but let us see 3 or 4 which are the ones that we use more. For example, 3 points, 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. Very easy. Okay. For example, another one, and if you see start, center, end, this is the order where you give the points, start, center, end, and you see here center, start, end. So it's basically the same with a different order, and this is the same idea for other types. Okay, so basically start point can be this one, center point, and the center point from to the start point will define the value for the radius, and you see, okay, now you can give angle, a chord length. So if you say angle, let us say angle, if you say for example 90 degrees, you see from here to here you will open 90 degrees to this side. So I think I show you everything I would like to show you. I'm missing just 2 very short notions about, first, about to call the mirror command. You can come here and there is a shortcut also to call the mirror command, which is MI. So you see that you are inside the mirror command. And to call these OSNAP modes, if you click OS, you can open also this dialog box. Okay, basically these were the 2 notions that were missing to see what we have inside this new lesson. I hope everything was clear. For any questions, leave your comments below the video, and we'll have all the fun explaining you whatever you need.